Have you noticed that when you approach a roundabout in the right lane, it's rare to see a right arrow painted in the right lane? Usually there is an ahead arrow, yet rule 186 in the highway code states that if you're taking an exit, which is to the right on the roundabout, you should approach in the right lane unless road signs or markings indicate otherwise. Yet the right lane usually has an ahead arrow. Have you noticed? Well, let's go and take a look. So I'm going right at the roundabout towards Clacton on the sign. That's the third exit. So when I see the roundabout, I'll mirror signal. Here it is. So mirror signal right, go right, and the highway code says I should choose the right lane. Yet the right lane has an ahead arrow in it. Yeah, I'm supposed to go right in this lane, not ahead. If I went ahead, I'll be confusing other road users. Let's see if I can find another roundabout. Going towards town centre on this roundabout, so that's right, third exit. The highway code says I should signal right if I'm going right at the roundabout, and I should use the right lane if I'm going right. Let's see what's painted on the road here. So signalling right now, and the right lane has an ahead arrow in it. There is no right arrow painted on the road. Am I even supposed to be going right on this roundabout? Well, if I'm following road signs and markings, or in this case the road markings, then no, I shouldn't be going right. I should be going ahead. I think I found a roundabout that has a right arrow in the right lane. I'm going towards London on this sign, so right, third exit. And it splits into two lanes soon. Not now. This Ghost Island, which is the official term for this waiting area in the middle, is for turning right into that road on the right. But this lane widens and splits into two. And look at that. A right arrow for turning right. And confirmation, we have another right arrow for turning right at this roundabout. Oh, and a head arrow. And it says A12 West, which is right. So the arrow is saying I should go ahead, yet it's telling me I should use this lane to go A12 West, and A12 West is to the right. What's wrong with these road markings? Why are they contradicting themselves? And why isn't there a right arrow? Well, there is actually a reason why they use the ahead arrow in the right lane approaching a roundabout when that right lane is meant for going right at the roundabout. Traffic Signs Manual Chapter 5 Section 6.7.2. This is the manual that road designers use when they're, well, designing the roads. And it says, it is possible that the use of a right turn arrow on the approach to a roundabout might encourage some drivers, particularly those from overseas, to turn the wrong way into the circulatory carriageway. Now, what they mean by the circulatory carriageway is the road around the roundabout, because this thing here is the roundabout and this thing is the circulatory carriageway. So that's the reason why they have ahead arrows in the right lane when you're meant to go right, is to stop people going the wrong way around the roundabout. Now, I know I'm talking like I've only just found out this information and that I'm reading it from the Traffic Signs Manual, but I am reading it from the Traffic Signs Manual, but I found out a long time ago because I had this question well over a decade ago in the early years of me being a driving instructor, and I've been doing it for over 15 years now. And having known this information, I have developed my own opinion over the years, and that is, when you approach a roundabout, the road usually bends to the left. That encourages you to drive around the roundabout in a clockwise direction. To go the wrong way would require a very sharp and awkward turn, meaning you have to go back on yourself to go around the roundabout in the wrong direction. Granted, there are some roundabouts where you approach them at more of a square angle, and on those roundabouts, going the wrong way is more plausible, and therefore the right arrow may be less appropriate. And I think that's why they have that section in the Traffic Signs Manual, more for those kinds of roundabouts. But Road designers use the ahead arrow in the right lane approaching nearly all roundabouts, and I think they're just playing it safe. They don't want the possibility of the responsibility of deciding the right lane should have a right arrow and later finding out lots of people are going the wrong way around the roundabout. So they just put the ahead arrow there, and they even do it on some mini roundabouts, and I'll get to that later. So that was my opinion. Opinions ending now and facts resuming. Although I am going to be a bit cheeky because I'm going to read out a fact that backs up my opinion. So the Traffic Signs Manual, Chapter 5, the same section as before, section 6.7.2, it does continue. However, in most situations, the clockwise direction of circulation should be apparent. So what it's saying there is in most situations, it should be obvious that you've got to go around the roundabout in a clockwise direction. And it continues, where the right-hand lane is dedicated to right turning traffic, a right turn arrow should not present any difficulties and will ensure appropriate use of the lane. I've read fact, you make your own opinion. But where are the right arrows in the right lanes of our roundabouts in Great Britain? Now, I can understand if you think I'm being over the top here and getting stressed out about nothing, essentially, but from my point of view, I've been teaching people to drive for over 15 years, and I teach them in line with the highway code, which means when they're approaching a roundabout, if their exit is to the right, they should approach in the right lane, unless road signs or markings indicate otherwise. But nearly always there is an ahead arrow in the right lane, which confuses my pupils, and they may think that you can go ahead in the right lane. And other road users may think the same thing, which can cause two lanes of traffic entering the roundabout to try and take the same exit, which only has one lane. And that can cause danger. And we have this confusion and this danger, this lack of clarity of proper arrows for the actual direction we're going to go in, because of a very slight possibility that someone might approach a roundabout and think they need to go the wrong way around the roundabout, which I think most of us would agree is unlikely that's going to happen for most of the roundabouts because it is very clear. Can't we just have right arrows in the right lane? I don't think that's going to change, but that is my frustration. That is my bee in my bonnet. What I'm telling my pupils and what's written in the highway code does not line up with what's painted on the road. You're much more likely to see a right arrow painted in the right lane of a mini roundabout though, because at a mini roundabout, that right arrow is not likely going to cause someone to go the wrong way around the roundabout. However, there are still some mini roundabouts out there where the right lane has an ahead arrow in it, even though the right lane is for turning right and there is no exit from the roundabout ahead. I don't know why. Here are some examples. I'm going right at this mini roundabout. So I'm going to the right lane to go right, yet it has an ahead arrow in it. Now, what is ahead about this turn I'm about to make? This is clearly very much a right-hand turn. Saw how much I had to turn that steering wheel? And at this mini roundabout I'm going ahead, but at the next one I'm going right. Yet it has an ahead arrow. That's clearly right. And I can't go anywhere now because, well, the road's blocked. Is the truck going to leave a space for me to get through? He's not looking at me and he's moving, so I'm going to wait. This is a chronic problem on this roundabout. It's a source of a lot of the traffic around here. Aha! My opportunity appears. Now that is a right turn. I went right there, yet it was an ahead arrow in the right lane. However, at this mini roundabout, there is actually a right arrow in the right lane. Why they put a right arrow in this one but not the other one, I don't know. It seems like the same situation here. At least the car in front of me is leaving the roundabout clear and allowing others to use it, as the exit road is currently blocked. There's no point in them proceeding. Now it's my turn, and I actually need the left lane, so I could go round the back, around the side of this car, like so, because my exit road, there we go, isn't blocked. Oh, that's a lot of black smoke coming out the back of that car. And got to give way here. Looks like I can go now. And look, another right arrow in the right lane. I don't think this is a problem. I don't know why they put ahead arrows in the right lane of a mini roundabout when all you can do is turn right. Doesn't make any sense to me. The traffic signs manual also mentions where the left arrow shouldn't be used. So it's not just the right arrow. There are situations where they avoid the left arrow as well. An example would be where the left arrow could make it look like you need to turn left into a no entry road. Here's an example. So the roundabout, I'm going ahead, second exit. You can't see the sign, but you can see this sign, A12 North. So I can use the middle lane and the right lane, lanes 2 and 3, to go towards A12 North. I'm going to choose the middle lane and give way to traffic from the right. Got this black Mercedes and a truck. Should be able to go after the truck. Yes, looks good. The left lane has branched away to the left towards that exit, and now I'm in the left lane. And there's no left arrow on the road, even though I need to leave at the next exit, and that's to prevent me going down that road on the left I just passed. Because that road on the left, well, if I went down there, I'd be going on the wrong side of the road on a dual carriageway into oncoming traffic. Traffic going 70 miles an hour. So they don't put a left arrow on that lane there before this exit, even though I need to take this exit, to try and discourage me from turning left into the no entry road. Now, the reason why it was important that I took the exit that I took from the lane that I was in, and why a left arrow in that lane would actually be helpful if it wasn't misleading because of the no entry road on the left, is because traffic on my right can also take that exit. There's 2 lanes on the exit road. So if I was to continue around the roundabout in the left lane there, I would actually be suddenly turning across the path of traffic to my right, which of course is not safe. If you're learning to drive, hopefully this video is clearing up why there are ahead arrows in the right lane when you are approaching roundabouts. If you don't know the roundabout and you don't know the area and you've got to go right at the roundabout, my advice is to go into the right lane. Sometimes you can use more than just the right lane, but there should be clear road markings and signs to help you know this. However, if you do find yourself in the wrong lane on a roundabout, if it's safe to do so, you can change to the correct lane. It's not against the law to change lane on a roundabout. Just be very careful when you do this. Make sure it's safe and make sure you're not misleading anybody else who may be entering the roundabout thinking you're going a different way, and then you suddenly change your way. Well, I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're looking for car insurance, check out the links to Collingwood and Confused in the description. If you're learning to drive and want to insure yourself on somebody else's car, then Collingwood are there for you, because you can do so without affecting the owner's policy. And that takes away a big stress from the owner of that car that you're using to practice your driving in. Via the link at the moment, there's up to 35% off and a £20 gift card. If you want to insure your own car, I recommend checking out the link to confused.com, because you fill out one quote form and get loads of quotes back from many insurers to compare who's cheapest, and you can change your car on that quote as many times as you like without having to do the whole quote again. You just change the car and recalculate whilst keeping all your other details the same. So it's a quick and easy way to compare how much it costs to insure different cars. Using the links doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel, so thank you very much. Subscribe to get my future videos, and until next one, cheerio.